I mean, it's not one you have to bring up. It was that bad, and everybody who was on that sideline knows that. So it's not something we're harping on. It's a new season. You know, they're a very good team. They've had some great wins here recently, and we know that we'll have to play our best game. And so that's been our main focus, is just what we can do to get better and get prepared for this week.
What do you think about what Lanning is doing? And with you being a quarterback, would you ever consider playing defense?
Yeah, that wasn't my forte, but for him to step right in there, and you can see he's a very heady player on defense. He diagnoses things quickly, tough enough to stick his nose in there, and then come over on offense, and you know they still have him throwing the ball and checking at the line and doing all sorts of things. It's just, as a coach, you just tip your hat to him. I mean, that's an impressive feat that he's pulling off, to be able to be the quarterback on both sides of the football. That's, with all the academic things you have on you and all the time constraints you have as a college athlete, it's beyond impressive.
I'm not saying you would do it, but just along those lines, to follow up on that thought, who on your offense has the defensive mentality that would convert to be a good defensive player?
I think, you know, Cam Batson has that kind of toughness. I mean, he's a little undersized, but I could see him hopping in there at corner and he could beat his tail off. Kiki's probably the same way. But like I said, to be able to be the quarterback on that side, get all the defensive calls, get everybody lined up, and then come over on the offense and be able to do it as efficiently as he has, that's a whole different ball game.
Coach, last week y'all had a 35-24 lead. Got that big interception by Des Smith. 1 second left in the third quarter. You really pushed them around. Game plan worked. 190 rushing yards. Last 2 drives over 100 yards and a touchdown. But then 3 passes, 3 and out. Only 2 runs over the next 3 drives, all 3 and outs. Why did y'all stop running the ball?
Yeah, that's a good question. Took a shot on 1st and 10, 2nd and 10, play action. You know, missed a comeback that was wide open like we anticipated. Got a 3rd down, tried to throw it, didn't get it. And then there were a couple run pass options in there that we had the pass and we pulled it and threw it and didn't hit it like we'd been hitting it the rest of the game. So that was really it. I mean, that's how our offense is built. If you got the pass, take it. You just like to complete it if you're going to do that.
So a couple of those were run pass options?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Trey King, he had 2 runs for, I believe, 42 yards and a touchdown on that scoring drive, but then didn't get another carry the rest of the game. Was there something up with him, or what happened?
No, just kind of how the game went. You know, we have different packages for different guys going in each week, and he did a good job executing when he was called upon, and so did Justin when he was running the football. So that's really what it came down to.
Looking back on that, being in that situation, would you have done any differently when you said, okay, we're going to run the ball, we've been doing that, or not?
You know, I would have liked to complete the passes that are open. That's what it comes down to. In our league, you can't sit on an 11-point lead in the 4th quarter and just go 3 and out running the football. So, you know, we'd like to have completed some passes and moved the football, not gone 3 and out, but I wouldn't have changed the play calls.
So you feel like you would have gone 3 and out if you kept running the ball?
Possibly. The couple times we did hand it off, we weren't getting much. You know, they were doing things schematically to try and take away the run at that point as well. And so everybody adjusted, and they adjusted, and they got the momentum, and we're playing harder. Executed better than us.
Iowa State has a quarterback like Cal Kemp kind of come out of nowhere. How does that affect the preparation that you might have done on their team in advance?
You know, he's playing at a high level, and I felt like their previous starter had a ton of ability watching him last year and into this season. So I don't think it changes too much. We've gotten a small sample size in 2 games, and he's played at a high level and hadn't turned the ball over, which is impressive. And we know we're going to get a heavy dose of landing on short yardage and red zone and things of that nature. So I don't think it's changed too much. They've kept running the same offense and executing at a high level.
You mentioned that Kemp doesn't turn the ball over or hasn't turned the ball over. Anything else you guys do that you kind of have a sense for?
An accurate passer. I mean, he's diagnosed the defenses quickly, giving his receivers, they got some big receivers that go up and make plays, giving his receivers a chance to make plays on the ball. And just the way he's running the system, his checks at the line, the way he's operating, you can tell he fully grasps what they're trying to do.
Iowa State's starting to get some national attention for their success that they've had. What improvements have you seen from the Cyclones from last year?
I thought they were really good last year. I think Coach Campbell does a tremendous job this year defensively. They're doing a good job of not giving up many big plays. You can see that. They're keeping everything in front of them. And then offensively, just really not turning the football over. That's a big key to their success the last couple of weeks. And if they continue to do that, just like anybody, you're going to have success.
Can you go a little more into what Iowa State does defensively? Of course, they got the shutout against Kansas.
Yeah,
They win in normal.
Yeah, they did. They, they make you earn everything. They play quite a bit of zone coverage and keep things in front of them. They come downhill and tackle well in their secondary. Their safeties, their corners are good tacklers. Their front's disruptive in the run game. And then, third and long situations, they're kind of going to drop everybody out and rally to the football and keep it underneath. And so they have a good scheme. They've handled everything well. And it'll be a big challenge. They're playing as well as anybody right now.
You mentioned execution for your team with regards to not getting it right. What aspects of that are they struggling with most?
Just the other day, it was in a crucial situation on both sides of the football. Really, all three phases. You can't miss field goals, and then when it swings like that, somebody's got to step and make a play. And they were making all the big time catches over our guys, and offensively, we weren't executing, weren't throwing well, weren't running good routes. When we had a chance to run the football, we weren't really moving many bodies at that point, and so they stepped their game up and we didn't. So we got to answer the bell in that moment. When things start turning on you, somebody's got to step up.
Is there any update on that kicking situation?
No. That'll be decided throughout the week, and we'll figure out who's going to be the guy.
You got a waiver, going into this week, if you're 25 yards, does it change the way you approach it this week?
It could. We'll see how the week goes, but yeah, definitely. If you don't feel like you can make it from a certain distance, it definitely changes your preparation as a play caller and where your mind's at.
Gilmore and Coleman traveled and suited up, but they didn't play. What's their status for this week?
Hopefully, we'll get them both back. That's our plan. They were kind of emergency, still dealing with some issues last week, but I'm hoping that they'll be ready to go by Saturday.
What about Morgan?
He should be ready to go.
Okay. And Mason Reed, do you know?
Mason, kind of day to day. Not sure if he'll be back for this week.
You said that there's nothing wrong with Octavius. Last week you alluded to some guys simply didn't practice as well as others, and therefore that's why they didn't play very much the week before. Was that the situation with him?
Yeah, I think we're just trying to get him going a little bit, and I expect him to have a role this week, but obviously we didn't get him into the game plan last week.
Have you seen the kicking struggles in practice as well as the game, or is it just when the lights come on, something happens?
Yeah, I haven't seen it in practice, but we've struggled in the games, obviously. So we got to have some way to where that translates from the practice field to the game field and handle those moments better.
Is there any unexpected setback along the way with Clayton Hatfield, or did you know a month ago that he could be out this long?
Yeah, we knew it was more of a long-term injury.
What do you see for their running game? David Montgomery seems like a shifty guy, so it's kind of hard to take down.
Really, really good back. He reminds me of DeAndre, all of the ways they use him. They throw it to him. He's got great hands. Tough, aggressive in the run game, aggressive in pass protection. A really dynamic back, strong. You can't say enough good things about him.
How difficult is it to defend with him and Joel in there at the same time?
It's tough, and you kind of got to pick your poison and come downhill. And the thing with Lanning is he can throw it too, so he'll start by using a run and run a pop pass, and you've devoted some defenders to him. It's hard to cover all three of those options.
You go into a week like this, with both of those quarterbacks, and I know Park probably not making the trip, but do you have to practice for him as well?
I'm not sure. When Park's in and Kemp are in, it's a very similar type offense they're running. So we'll prepare for those guys. But then when Landon comes in, they have their stuff that they do.
Vassar obviously had a breakout game. Just also first half. What was your perspective on his performance?
Yeah, proud of him. He's gotten better and better. He's handling himself better on and off the field. Really growing up, which has been awesome. Work ethic. everything you want to see. And like I've said from the beginning, we've kind of brought him along slowly, and it was great to see him have success with that hard work. And we'll continue to get him in, continue to make sure when he comes in that he's comfortable with what we're doing and can have success.
So Stockton's had a great season. I mean, just both as a receiver in the backfield and as a runner between the tackles too. Just also, what's your perspective on what he's done this year? Yeah,
happy for him. I mean, he had a rough year last year due to a bunch of things kind of out of his control, and I know people were down on him, but he's a dynamic player. Really like the way he's finishing runs this year, harder than he ever has between the tackles, like you mentioned. Getting those tough yards, protecting the ball, been good catching out of the backfield. And so it's awesome to see him bounce back the way he has, and all the hard work he put in the offseason paying off for him.
Do you feel like Shimnick's having a problem with pocket presence, especially like late in the game last weekend, and what can you do to help that?
Yeah, I think, you know, there are a few that you'd want him to maybe hang in there a little bit, and I keep going back to he's an older player, but an inexperienced player somewhat in those type of situations, those type moments, and you just got to learn. There's only one way to learn from him, and that's to do it and go through it. And he's making some great throws, and we'll learn from some of those other moments.
Coach, a couple weeks ago we talked about responding to losses last year versus this year, and they bounced back pretty well against Kansas. Do you think that's something you have to focus on again this week with the way that last week played out, or have you guys really thought about that yet?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, this group understands what we can be. We just have to put 4 quarters together. We haven't done that yet this season, but we've had moments where we're really playing well together as a team, and we have to put together an entire game. And I think they all understand what happened last year when we played Iowa State, and so there's not going to be any pouting or feeling sorry for ourselves. We're going to get up and you know, put the best game plan together we can and play our best game.
Cliff, the other day, Coach Gibson from West Virginia, he said after the game that he only blitzed once in the second half, and that was the play that Trey took it for a touchdown. He said after that, I said, we're just going to drop 8 and cover. And it seemed like last year that was when Powell struggled. It was that kind of approach that gave him problems. And obviously, if they have 8 guys covering 4s, how do you combat that? Or is that the defensive approach that gives this offense the most trouble?
You know, at times you got to stay out of those 3rd and long situations. I mean, when you're in 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, that's a tough defense to face. They're dropping 8 guys, and they do a good job with that 3 double cloud coverage that they run. But I felt like we attacked what they were doing for most of the day, and just had those 3 drives at the end where we weren't able to execute.
Do you expect to see, I think you mentioned a moment ago, at Iowa State, that they get you in 3rd and long? What kind of is?
Yeah, it's the same coverage. They play a bunch of that throughout the game. It's one of their main coverages throughout the game, 1st and 2nd down versus your 10 personnel versus your empty packages. So we'll see a bunch of the same coverages moving forward, actually.
2 more.
Folks have asked Cliff regarding Nick, why he is reluctant, or seems reluctant maybe to run if he doesn't see another receiver. Are you, would you like to see him try to go get 5 yards occasionally, or given your maybe questionable depth at quarterback, would you like him to kind of play it safe and not risk anything?
No, I think, once again, it's just instinctual stuff where you have to play the game and be in those situations. In practice, a lot of times you're not taking off, you're not running it. And once you get to the game, when those opportunities arise, you got to take advantage of it, and you try and get to 2nd and 5 instead of, you know, 2nd and 10. And that's something that he made a couple of scrambles last week, and we got to keep progressing at that. But I think that's just the more he plays, the more comfortable he'll get with getting his instincts back and making those type plays.
Was Lazard one of those guys you're glad you don't have to play again after this year?
Yeah, there were a few of those guys I wish would have left early last year. But unfortunately, our guy was the only one that decided to do that. He's a tremendous player. I mean, they just get it close, and he goes up and gets it. They move him around in the slot. He blocks his tail off every snap. So yeah, he's had a heck of a career, and we'll have to, you know, we'll have to have a plan.
You know, during the beginning of the season, all off season, you know, they brought it up a lot. You know, that was a game that we were supposed to go out there and win. Well, we needed two games in order to make a bowl game last year. We went out there and, you know, they played a good game and beat us in every aspect, you know, of the game.
Is that something, I mean, I know that they're probably not going to bring it up all week long, but is that something that you think about or you've thought about personally?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, Iowa State's a good team. They've beaten Oklahoma. We know that we're going to have to, you know, come out there in the Jones and definitely play some good ball to beat those guys. You know, they do a lot of things good, you know, in every aspect of the game. So we know it'll be a game.
Cam, coach says that the struggle on offense or not executing at a high level. What do you attribute the lack of execution to?
You know, it's a little bit of us just not going out there mentally focused, coming out, you know, at halftime. You know, we could have went for it probably on that 4th and 1, but, you know, it's a lot of things that we as players, you know, we just have to control. We can control and let the coaches, you know, do what they do and just play our game.
When you're not executing correctly, who steps up and tries to get the team going in the right direction?
You know, it's a little bit of everyone. Coach Kingsbury, you know, he's definitely fired up all the time on the sideline. Nick is fired up. I'm fired up. You know, everybody's just really just trying to find a way to get the job done.
How frustrating was it seeing your 11-point lead evaporate at West Virginia?
I was definitely frustrating. I mean, you go out there, you're playing good the whole first half. You come out the second half, I think we have like 22 unanswered points. So, you know, it's definitely difficult and it's frustrating, you know, playing as a player whenever you do things like that. But, you know, we just have to find a way to just get it done, finish games whenever they need to be finished, and just go out there with a killer mindset in the second half to get the job done.
Did the missed field goals affect you guys on offense?
I would definitely say that they contributed to some points that were left out on the field. You know, you just have to really just find ways in order to get the job done. I mean, like I said earlier, if you go for it, probably sometime on that 4th and 1, we probably could have, you know, maybe got some points there instead of going into halftime with no points. But, you know, we really can't focus on that. You know, that game is in the past. We have Iowa State this week, and that's what we're focused on.
Cam, a moment ago, of course, Joel Lanning plays quarterback and linebacker for Iowa State. So a moment ago, I asked Kliff, who on y'all's team that's on the offensive side has the toughness or defensive mentality to play defense, and he said he thought you had the toughness to play corner.
Oh yes, sir. Well, I played corner in high school. I think I had like 19 interceptions my junior senior year, but you know I'm really not worried about that. No, I'm not interested in that. I like playing receiver, punt return, kickoff return. That's something that I enjoy doing.
Who do you think? Who would you say on offense you feel like would make a good defensive player for you?
Another guy, I think Kiki can play some defense. I think he played corner in high school as well. It's a lot of guys. A lot of guys are athletic on our team. Probably TJ. He's a long guy. I mean, it's a lot of guys. Doug Coleman, who's on defense, he could play some offense as well.
What kind of a linebacker do you think would Nick be?
Linebacker? I don't know. He'd probably be an outside linebacker.
He seems intense enough to play that position.
Yeah.
What do you expect to see from the Iowa State defense this week?
You know, it's a lot of things. We watch some film. You know, we expect some double cloud. We know how their defense runs. So, you know, we really have a lot in store. Coach Kingsbury and Coach Morris, they've been getting the playbook together on what we're going to do and how we're going to play these guys.
Okay, there was a little bit of a, let's say, disagreement on the field before the game against West Virginia. Did that fire up the team?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, last year they came to our field, you know, did that, and then, you know, beat our butts, you know, on Saturday last year. And then this year, you know, they came out fired up again. So, you know, it definitely intensifies the game. You get a lot of positive energy out of guys. A lot of guys want to go out there, you know, from the first play to the very end of the game. You know, they want to get after them.
What did Coach Kingsbury say about that, about the pregame stuff?
You know, he really didn't say much. You know, you pretty much talk a lot. If you're gonna talk, you know, you just do your talking. We pretty much just try to let our talking going on the field.
Anything else?
After the game the other day, West Virginia's defensive coordinator said that he said he blitzed once in the second half. That's when Trey caught the touchdown. So he said after that, instead of not going to blitz, we're just going to drop and cover. But I guess with the success that they had there, it seemed like last year when Pat would struggle with when teams are dropping a lot of guys in coverage. Is that the thing that gives y'all the most trouble?
Yeah, it could definitely give us some trouble every now and then. We just have to find other ways to get them out of them dropping coverage or dropping 8. Whenever they do those things, we have to run the ball, effectively, which our running backs have been doing a good job of, and just find other ways to get the ball down the field, get it into those little zones, outside of their coverage. So, that's pretty much what we try to do and how we try to attack it.
So many 11 a.m. games now that you're comfortable with the routine, or would you still rather play later in the day?
Oh, we would definitely rather play later in the day, but we don't mind playing at 11 a.m. We're used to it. You have an early morning, you wake up early, you get there, you fired up. Coach always says come in there with an attitude, so you're ready to play. And we come out there, we get through warm-ups, pretty much every stand that we go to, it's a loud stadium, so it definitely increases the intensity of the game, and we have a lot of fun out there on Saturdays.
Does last year's loss to Iowa State help keep the team focused with Oklahoma next week?
Yeah, we just try to focus on it week by week. We know that we have Iowa State this week, and that's what we're focused on. We're focused on what they do as an offense, what they do as a defense, special team wise, and we're just trying to go out there and win us a game.
Just briefly, everyone knows what happened. Even if you weren't here, I'm sure you saw the game or saw it on some type of highlights, the way it went. But we're excited for a new opportunity, and hopefully the outcome changes.
What frustrated you the most about that game last year?
Just how slow we started, and just never picked it up. We lacked energy from the get-go, and they came out firing on all cylinders. And they're a good team, so you can't get behind on them. They have a lot of playmakers, and they just jumped on us.
How have y'all changed from then? Because at least through half the season, there hasn't been a problem y'all coming out slow or without energy. Even Kingsbury said last year against West Virginia and Iowa State, y'all didn't show up. So how has that changed? How have y'all seemingly fixed that so far?
We just try to create our own energy. We've had a lot of 11 o'clock kickoffs this year, so it's hard to kind of get up and get going early, but we've done a great job with it so far. That West Virginia game last year was 11 o'clock kickoff, and you saw we started slow and guys just didn't respond to anything. The Iowa State game, you can blame the weather and things, but at the end of the day, it's football. That's what you like to play, so you just got to find a way to bring your energy and try to do something, but we didn't. So, like I said, we're just hoping the outcome changes this year.
Is there anything that the coaches are doing as far as preparation to get y'all ready, or anything that y'all are doing as players to get ready for those early games and come out with all the energy?
Not much. We wake up at 6:30, 7 o'clock every day to come eat breakfast and stuff. So, we've been going early for I don't know how long now. So we're fine. Just ready to go.
I think does having more competition for positions help or contribute to you guys playing, getting more consistent effort week in, week out?
Definitely.
You guys are playing 22, 25 guys on defense, so if one or two guys here and there are fired into it or fired up, you got plenty of other guys who are.
Yeah. So you have to make sure you have a great week of practice. I know coming into last week, Coach Gibbs wasn't satisfied with the way I played, and he pressured me into making sure I had a great week of practice as well. So those guys behind me just pushed me to be better, pick me up when I'm not feeling all excited and things. Everyone's done a great job of just pushing each other and preparing well, knowing that they're one play away if they're not starting.
Speaking of the early morning kickoffs, out of personal level, what's your favorite and least favorite part about having an early morning kickoff?
The favorite part is you don't have to wait around as long to go out there and compete. But the least favorite part is probably like the early curfew. I mean, I'm not really a guy that goes to sleep early, so I mean, our curfew is normally around 9:30, so it's kind of hard to get in bed and go to sleep. But I mean, it comes quick, so at least you out there and ready to go.
What do you think? What do you think about what Lanning's doing, playing both sides of the ball, and how challenging that is, and if you would have any interest in doing something like that?
That's impressive, especially going from quarterback to linebacker. It's a huge difference, but he's done a great job. He's top in the Big 12 in tackles or somewhere around there. And he comes on the offensive side and runs the ball hard and leads the offense in the right way. And, I mean, you don't see many people do it at the collegiate level, but, I mean, high school it was fine. The game's a lot slower. So, I mean, I don't think I would have any interest in doing it. Defense is enough, especially in the secondary. It's pretty tough. So, but he's done a great job with it.
On your team, who do you feel like on the defensive side would be a good offensive player?
Douglas Coleman was a good receiver in high school. Vontae Dorsey, he swears he's the best quarterback that I mean that's came out of high school. So he thinks he can throw the ball 70, 75 yards, and he just said he just needs a moving target, and he can prove it to us. So I don't know. We'll see about him.
Have you seen him do it?
I haven't.
He was a quarterback in high school on a real good team. So
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, see. I mean, he says it just about every day when we're out there before practice starts. So.
And I asked Kliff, what offensive player could help you on defense? And he said he thought Cameron had a toughness. Who do you think, from an offensive standpoint, can play defense?
Well, Cam's just like Dorsey. He thinks he can play corner. He says he's a physical guy, so he thinks he can get his hands on guys and press them out of bounds. So I was like, well, if you think you can do it, come over there and do it. But he's done a great job on the offensive end, and I wouldn't put it past him. He's actually a scrappy guy, so he probably could play defense.
You said earlier in the season you don't want to play offense, right? Because you started off, you'd rather be the guy hitting somebody.
Yeah, definitely. That was a bad experience. Hope to never go back to that.
So before the West Virginia game, there was a bit of that incident before that. And did anybody present there, any players, use that to kind of rally the troops, so to speak, and kind of get everybody more pumped and fired up to start executing really early?
I think we were rallied up from, the beginning of the week. The game last year didn't go well, like I said. So everyone was just fired up to get a new opportunity to play them. And, that just kind of sparked it and, showed us what they felt or how they felt about us. So, yeah, we were just ready to go. Emotions were high.
When they had all their guys were down on y'all's end, down there around the 30-yard line, since you're kind of a team leader and an emotional guy, is your thought process there, we got to keep our cool, or is your thought process, we can't back down from these guys and look like we're intimidated?
Just keep our cool, but it's a lot of guys on the team. You can't get everyone back at the same time. So, it happened, and at the end of the day, you got to have your brothers back. Just don't do anything dumb, because you can still get ejected from something like that. So, and I think it was just more of some verbal stuff than anything physical. So, we came out clean with it and just got the game on.
Did the missed field goals affect the defense?
Not at all. Our job is just to get the offense back the ball and put them in position to score if we can by taking the ball away and creating a short field. So whether they make it or miss it, we still got to go out and do our job.
With that being said, what happened in the fourth quarter? You guys did a good job the first three quarters keeping West Virginia contained, and then they were able to get whatever they wanted in the fourth.
Quarterback just started taking more shots. We knew they were an explosive team. We had too many 15-yard penalties. When you do that, that's just shortening the field easily. So, yeah, I mean, we knew once they got down by a couple scores that that's what he was going to do. But our game plan didn't change. We were still making the same calls and things, and just a couple calls didn't go our way. I mean, the pass interference calls, we were just doing what we were coached. And, I mean, we can't apologize for the way we compete. They made a call. We just got to live with it and play the next play.
Sean, how hard is it to play defensive back from a pass coverage standpoint? I mean, you had to play a couple of weeks ago where you were kind of where you got flagged and were pleading your case to the official. It seemed like on Saturday there were times where you had guys in good positions. I've talked about this with Coach Gilly before, about just the difficulty of playing cornerback in the Big 12.
Yeah, it is hard. I mean, you got tremendous receivers week in and week out. They can run by you, they can make moves, and I mean, you can catch a hitch pass and go for 80 yards. So it's just hard to, figure someone out in such little time. And I mean,
I was going to say, from a standpoint, though, if you can flag for interference, how frustrating is it that it seems like you play physical and be out there? It seems like it's easy to get flagged, even if you're trying to make a play on the ball.
Yeah, I mean, that's not in our control. The referees see one thing and they stick with it, but we can say whatever we want to them. Their call is the only thing that matters, and you just can't let it get down on you. You just gotta respond. I know I talk to them a lot about it and try to see what we done wrong, but I mean, that's majority of the time that's what we're coached to do, and they just see something different.
What do you see from Iowa State's offense this season, especially with the new quarterback in there?
Oh, they've been running the ball well. The running back's a physical guy. He can make a few cuts and take us to the house. And the receivers, they do a great job of blocking. They've been just throwing short passes and creating them into explosive plays. So we just got to do a great job of tackling and rallying to the ball.
What do you guys have to do as far as forced turnovers? Because this Iowa State team is one that doesn't turn the ball over at all.
Yeah, they protect it very well. And I mean, you just got to keep punching and stripping at it, and I mean, try to force the quarterback to throw some balls up that he normally wouldn't do. I think our D-line does a great job of getting pressure, as we've seen in the past weeks. So we just got to be tight to coverage, and hopefully we can get a couple PBUs or something to pop the ball in the air and get us an easy one. So it's going to be a challenge, though.